Hey yo, what is up? My Saladin reaction video. As usual, I wanted to show you my first game as a reaction, but this instead was my first game. I think the overall overarching theme here is tier 8 matchmaking right now there's just something really wrong with it. I think it needs to be addressed before we can actually go forward as a game. But anyway, this turned out to be my second game, so let's go ahead and check it out. The Saladin, before it was kicked on into the live server, they actually made a bunch of changes. They changed the hit points, they changed the engine horsepower, they changed the rotation speed, they changed the hull armor, turret armor, they changed the damage, they changed the penetration, they even changed the reload time. It was supposed to have a 9 point something second reload time. Dispersion was supposed to be 0.36, so they made a lot of changes before they put it into the live server. And you can see I'm not running any kind of vertical stabilization. I am running a improved rotation mechanic, which does help out with the vertical stabilization slightly, but this tank really does not need any vertical stabilization because the moving dispersion is only 0.10. So accuracy, gun handling is supposedly pretty good on this gun, and I have to agree, it is pretty good. It has a little bit of camo as well, 16.13 if you're stationary. If you're on the move, you don't really have a lot of camo. I did test out the camo through the double bushing mechanics in the training room, and I found the double bushing is kind of iffy. It depends on what kind of tank you are going up against. I don't have 100% confidence in the camo mechanics or the camo value of this tank, because one, I haven't had enough mileage on this tank to confidently say that you can play the camo style, you know what I'm saying. So I can't be too sure because this is only my second game. I can tell you that the mobility is the same as the tier 7 and the tier 6. Turning this tank on the move is like a boat, while you're stationary and rotating, pirouetting on the spot is not too bad. It's still pretty slow, not as fast as a track tank. This tank is all about the gun and the accuracy. Although here I can't really pan the WZ1 132 or whatever that tank is, can't pan the turret, but that is a higher tier tank and it has substantially more armor. Now at this point of the game, I already know we are going to win this game because we've already conquered most of the 9-0 line, and it looks like we're probably going to win this quite handily. But because this is a tier 10 game, I'm not going to rush forward and get myself killed, which is what I usually do because I'm too self-conscious. I mean, I every time we get into this kind of matchup where you know you're going to win easily, what happens is if you're too slow to react, you're not going to get any damage and you're going to be ending up, somewhere in the middle or somewhere at the bottom as a bottom feeder. You're not going to get a lot of damage done. And what happens is I go forward too quickly and then probably get myself killed. Here I don't have enough horsepower to even get up this tiny little hill. So this is a real problem for a tank like this. Only 310 horsepower, 13 power to weight ratio. I don't know if that is true. I don't think that is the power to weight ratio. Power to weight ratio is actually 23.86, not 13. But here I go. This is the mistake I normally make, which is rushing forward, trying to get the spotting, trying to get more damage. And if these guys knew how to shoot better, they would have killed me by now. But right now I'm taking my chances here. I'm doing the, try to duke them, go forwards and backwards because I have the power to weight ratio, because I'm a wheel tank and I have that little bit of acceleration to escape their shots. That's exactly what I'm trying to do here, and I managed to duke that Waffenträger a couple of times. Maybe he's playing from the different server and he's got pretty high ping. I don't know, but anyway, I took my chances here, which in hindsight I shouldn't have, but this is one of my weaknesses. I just can't help myself. If I don't do it, I probably won't get some spotting damage. If I don't do it, I probably won't get some extra damage. So I took my chances here and escaped. Quite lucky because that Waffen trigger didn't hit his shots. But anyway, I'm pushing forward. And I'm going to try and go and get some damage on these tier 10 tanks and tier 9 tanks. There are some tier 8 tanks. There is a Conqueror. In a tier 9 Conqueror, there is a Tiger, there is a Yak Panzer E100. I'll try to go farm them. I am struggling a little bit here going up the hill, and that's because of that 310 horsepower. Even though I have really good power to weight ratio 23.86, so it says, and it's supposedly to have really good power to weight ratio. For that number is supposed to be pretty good, but you have to look at the engine horsepower. This is not a 700-800 horsepower like normal tier 10 medium tanks, tier 8 medium tanks. This is only 310 horsepower. This is like I don't know, this is like a Range Rover engine or a Rolls-Royce engine, whatever engines they used to put into their World War II wheeled tanks back in the day. I'm not too sure, but this is very low horsepower engine, which is making this going up hills really difficult. So it didn't really work out that, the power to weight ratio on, if you look at the numbers, it looks like it's great, but on wheel tanks, it's not really great. You have to check out that engine horsepower in order to get a real world scenario. But anyway, turns out that I did the most damage, 3,194. Too bad my team kept it in the end, but I wouldn't complain too much. My first impression is I like this tank. Kind of enjoyed it because I had a good result. But overall, the tier 8 scenario or the tier 8 scenery right now isn't too great. I don't think it's going to be great for a long time to come, but we'll see what happens. Hope you enjoyed this video, and I'll see you on the next one. Bye bye.